Hi everyone, welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectibles. Well, I'm filming this a little bit out of sequences because I've already filmed the main bulk of this video, and I'm just coming back to record the opener as right at the end actually. So you can already see the new wheel that's fitted on the back here. But I've managed to pick up some hop items for the BBX. Now, if you haven't seen the build on the channel, there's a full unboxing and build of the kit. I thought the kit was really good. I still stand by what I said. I don't know who this is for. It's very complicated to change anything, so for a club racer, yeah, there's lots of screws to undo to change something. There's nothing quick on it, so I'm not sure who it's aimed for, but I was quite impressed with the kit. Very good quality kit, and went together beautifully. Real epic build as well. Now, I already did some hop-up items. You can see the big bore dampers here. I put a different motor in, well, I put a special motor in there, changed the pinion gear, and a couple of other little bits and pieces, but nothing too serious. And in this video I've actually spent a little bit more money, and I bought some bits to go on here. So there's now a slipper clutch. We're going to put that in, see what that does to the running. Obviously you can see the spare wheel fitted on the back here now, and at the front here we've got new aluminium uprights which replace the plastic ones right on the steering arms, and inside here there is where the servo sits, replace the servo stays into an aluminium upgrade on there. So as well as a couple of other things I did during the runs, if I remember rightly, because as I say, I'm filming this out of sequence, played around with the front suspension and got it to handle a lot better, and yeah, had a lot of fun running up and down the local park. So anyway, let's get this over to the bench, and we'll start adding some hop-up bits on, and see if we can get it running nicely. We're talking BBX today, so you'd see on the channel I built this a couple of months ago. A lot of hop-up items on here. I put the uprated suspension on, these hubs in here, the internal hubs as well, and I did a couple of videos putting the chassis together, and then a second video finishing the body, and then a third video we took it out for a run. And I noticed at the time that the hubs, the rear hubs, are actually spinning inside the wheels, and I thought to myself, well, there are a couple of other hop-up items that I want to do on here, and finally I've got them at a reasonable price. So this video is really about, you know, tuning and seeing whether these hop-up items are actually worth the money. So first job is to super glue the tyres onto the rims to stop them slipping, and then we'll take it out for a run as is and see how that performs. And then the first of the hop-up items I've got is the slipper clutch set. Now, when I built the kit, I was quite upset the fact that this didn't come with a slipper clutch in it. This is not a cheap kit, costs a lot of money, and this upgrade, believe it or not, is about £56. Which is an awful lot of money. Now, I'd saved up some vouchers with the model shop. I shop quite often at Jablam Models, and they do like a sort of point scheme, and I'd saved up some points, which meant I got a discount over this, and I actually ended up paying £40 for it, which is still a lot of money. But I'm quite interested to see whether this actually makes any difference to the performance. I'm hoping that when you pull away, it sort of reduce the amount of spin on the wheels and a little bit more controlled acceleration. But yeah, that's the first one. The second one I've got are the servo stays. These are, again, ridiculously priced for what they are, but I managed to order these from Japan, which made them significantly cheaper. So they're going to go in the front servo to hold the steering servo. And then these front aluminium uprights, these really are just a look good piece, I think. But again, as a hop-up item in the UK, these are getting on for £50. And again, I ordered these from Japan, and yeah, got a reasonable saving on them. So there's a few expensive hop-up items here that I don't think are going to make a lot of difference to the performance, but should still be interesting to see. So anyway, first step on this journey is I'm going to glue these tyres on and take it out for a run before we put the slipper clutch in, and then we'll just take it for a run as I put each one of these hop-ups on, and yeah, see if they do actually make any difference. Right, I'm just going to take the rear wheels off. Right, well that is ridiculously tight, so let's try and get a bit more leverage on it. There it goes. Yeah, I couldn't do that with my fingers. That was, must have tightened itself up as it was running. Okay, right, let's get those wheels off. That side and that side. Right, so I think all I'm going to do is just run a little bead of glue on the inside there, and just let it set back down on it. I'm going to try that a different way. So I did get a little bit on the tyre there. Let's see if I get a smaller pot of glue. Mark the tyre so I know where I started. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little mark on the rim, just so I know where I start. Let's do this one. Right, let those set, and then we mount them back on the car. Right, let's just drop these wheels back on. That's that one on that side, and that one on that side. And we'll get the wheel nuts back on, and then we'll go take it out and give it a little run, see if that's sorted the slipping problem before we put the clutch in. Right, let's take it out for a run. Right, so I'm just going to give this some power now that the wheels are glued on, and yeah, let's see how this goes, and we'll do the same thing once the slipper clutch is fitted in there. It does sound quite raspy through the gears. Let's do that again. I'll just put it back in front of the camera. So I think what we'll do is put the slipper clutch in there. Now when I built this, I did point out that it did come with an extra set of cogs, so I'm wondering if that's what's actually happening, is it's kind of, you know, ripping out the teeth of the cogs. I wonder if those wheels are still slipping, you know. No, there's something slipping inside the gearbox. So anyway, let's give them a run. And yeah, got the other car here as well. So I'll just move my camera so we can see, and yeah, give them a run. All right. Ready, steady, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
There's a couple of things jumped out of that little run just then. So basically there's something whirring in the gearbox, which I'm not happy with. I don't know what that is, but there's something not right in there, so we're going to strip all that down. The other thing is the front suspension is just so stiff, so those springs need changing. But task of the exercise is to put the slipper clutch in now, and while we're there, obviously I'll check the gearbox, but put the slipper clutch in and then take it for another run. So let's crack on with this. Let's get the wheels off and get the gearbox stripped down. Right, I've got the gearbox apart here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean all this off again and start again with the grease that's in here, and just re-grease everything. Check, I'm going to tighten up the diffs very, very slightly as well, and then we'll fit the slipper clutch. So let's just slide these pins out. Let's give all of this a good clean. I've just tightened up the diff very slightly. I might do a little bit more actually. Maybe a bit more. Obviously you don't want to over tighten these. I think I might be loosening it up actually. Oh no. That's definitely getting tighter. Gonna go back a tiny bit. That'll do. Right. Okay. Put that over there because it keeps rolling off the bench. So, slipper clutch. How does this assemble? Take that off. Undo a little spacer there. Right, let's get our instructions for the slipper clutch. I'd say quite an expensive option, this one, so quite intrigued to see what it does. Right. So right, what was throwing me is actually a little plastic shim in there around the ball bearing that all needs to come out, and then the new bearing goes in and replaces it. So I was just having a bit of a moment there, trying to work out why it wouldn't go together. But yeah, no problems, no problems. Okay, let's drop these cogs back in. That one, and that one. Side of the gearbox goes on, like so. Perfect, it's gone together this time. Being careful not to get grease on the clutch. And we do the gearbox up. One there, and one there. Right, I did have a couple of problems there. I've got to put a washer around the wrong way. It took me ages to find it. But yeah, I put two washers on one side and not one on each side. So it was just a little bit tight when I did the gearbox up. That's much better. Perfect. Right, now we assemble the slipper clutch. So we have one of these goes on, like so. I'm just going to give that a quick wipe over because I've got greasy fingers all over it. Mounts this white disc back in there. Okay. And this should just slide all the way through like that. Then we need to line this top disc up onto the shaft. There it goes. Right, that's that assembly together. Now we put the spring back on, that one, that one, that one, and the nut. Right, and do the assembly back up. That's set to 4.8mm. 45. Tiniest fraction. Tiniest fraction. Perfect. Right, let's just drop the wheels on. We'll go and give this a go. Now, I'm not going to put the body panels on in case I've got to adjust the clutch. I'll do that, put those back on later. But certainly give it a try with it as it is. Hopefully it's gone back together okay. Right, let's give this a go with this new slipper clutch. So I'm just going to accelerate away and see what happens. The delivery is so much smoother. The raspiness is all gone. Right, let's give it another go. Power delivery is so much smoother. Really is much more responsive. And that raspiness has disappeared as well. Yeah, I'm pleased with this actually. Well, I was quite impressed with the slipper clutch. It certainly changed the power delivery and the car does seem to pull away a lot quicker. Yeah, so that was quite a good upgrade, I think. Moving on to these front uprights. Now these are really expensive. I mean, they're silly money, and I've just put this side on. I did this off camera just to make sure that it all went together okay. And as far as I can tell, these are just pure vanity. I mean, yeah, they may be a little bit stronger, but yeah, they probably aren't worth the money, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is just a vanity upgrade. So I'm going to put the other one on as I've got it here. The other thing I've done is the spring rate. So as I said, when I bought the big bore dampers, I had to go and buy the springs separately. They don't come with the dampers, and you get a set of 3 springs in there, a hard, medium and a soft spring. While I was running with the medium springs, I've now switched over to the soft springs, so we'll give that a go, see how that runs. So I'm going to go ahead and change this side over, this upright, put this one in and get this side back together. And then the next step is I've got these other little bits of hop ups to go on the servo stays, aluminium servo stays. Hopefully they will make a difference, because they should sort of stabilise the servo a little bit more. But as I say, I'm pretty sure these are just a vanity thing, so yeah. I also bought these stainless steel balls to go in the suspension components here, and when I stripped it down, there's already metal ones in here that came with the kit. So a little bit disappointed. I thought when I saw these, I thought, oh, they must be plastic ones in here. I'll get those replaced. And yeah, they're already metal ones in there. So I don't know why they're doing those as a hop-up item. It's yeah, very frustrating. Right, let's see if I can do the servo stays without stripping it all down. Don't know if that's even possible, but let's give it a go. Take that screw out, that's one holding the servo. And that one. Right, can we slide it out? Just about. Cool. I'm not so sure. I get some small nose pliers in there. Yeah, there we go. Right, and then the replacement parts. Where did I put them here? So you can see they're literally are just machined aluminium support posts for the servo. So again, I suspect probably a little bit of vanity, but I'll drop them in. They may increase the stiffness of the servo. You never know. You know, the sort of robustness, if you like, of the way the servo turns the steering. If I can get them in, let's undo the other side of the servo. See if I can get a little bit of room in there. Okay, so this sits down in this position over this side. I think if I can get this top one in, the rest of them will hold. That does actually feel quite solid now. There was a little bit of play before, but yeah, that has made a little bit of a difference. Whether it's enough difference to warrant the 20 odd pounds those posts cost, I'm not sure, but there is a bit of difference there. Right, let's drop the wheels back on. Yeah, all of these hop-up items are extremely expensive, and whilst they are quite, you know, in the UK, for some reason the hop-up items in the UK just seem to be a lot of money. Let's put those back on. Let's have a quick look at this. It's still quite hard, the suspension. I wonder if I do need to change the damper oil as well. Right, one last thing to as an upgrade from year racing are these two chassis plates, both in stainless steel. Got one at the front here, which just fits over those like so. Let's drop those in. That fits quite neatly. Little scuff plate on the front here looks the part as well. So the scuff plates were £20 from Model Sport, which I didn't think was too bad in stainless. So those balls for the suspension are absolute waste of money. They were only £4, but even so, the kit already comes with the steel balls in there. So yeah, I don't know whether I'll won't bother fitting those. Slipper clutch, quite expensive, around about the £50 mark, but I think that has made a difference to the way the kit drives. I think that's probably value add. The two uprights, I forget how much they were ridiculously expensive, and I think they're pure vanity, so I wouldn't bother with those. And the servo mounts, I think just on the feel, wiggling it around, it does feel like it's a little bit stronger, but each your own. It's you know, whether you want to spend 20 quid just for a little bit of improvement is a big question. For me, this car has become a bit of a project. It's become a, you know, a bit of a passion project to see how many bits and pieces I can put on it, upgrades I can put on it to make it improve. And I'll keep coming back to it over the years, just adding bits and pieces every time I, you know, manage to get an order together. Oh, that one went on the floor. Get that now. The final bit of the jigsaw for this round is the spare wheel mounting on the back here. So I did actually get hold of some tyres and a spare wheel. I'm going to mount that on the back there. I'm actually going to do it slightly differently. So there are some bits that come with the kit. I'm going to mount this with a bolt through the middle, I think. Let me just see what I've got. I think that looks pretty good. It's not going anywhere. Perfect. Right. I think it's quite late in the evening now, so I'm going to give it a rest today, and we'll go out in the morning and give it a run, see if any of those things have made any difference at all to the running. The front suspension still feels very, very stiff, you know. But yeah, I may have to change the damper oil on those. But we'll give it a run, see if it runs any better. certainly softening that front suspension off has made a world of difference.
Yeah.
It's really really steering now. It's really picking up. It's not slipping so much. It's getting a lot more traction. I feel like I've got a lot more control over it, which is good. Well, let's summarise what we've done in the video. So the slipper clutch, I think that's a worthwhile upgrade. I felt that the power delivery was such that it made a change to the way the car drove, and it did improve the performance. I felt it did anyway. So I think, although very expensive, and I still think that it should have been included in the kit in the first place, I think that's probably an upgrade that I would recommend. Moving forward, the two uprights, pure vanity. Absolute waste of money. Don't waste your money on those. They're just not worth it. They're not worth the money that they are. They don't even look that great. When you look inside, you can barely see them. They may have made it stronger, but if you break one of these, they're not going to cost you the same price as one of these aluminium units. So I really wouldn't go ahead with that. The servo stays, now I do feel they have improved a little bit, the way in which the servo's held into the chassis. But that's an awful lot of money just for what is a very slight improvement, and something, to be fair, when you're driving it you're never going to notice. So again, I probably wouldn't recommend that one. The tyre on the back here, personal choice, it's purely cosmetic. Obviously you've got to buy the tyre and the rims separately, and you've got to buy a pair of tyres and a set of 4 rims just to get a tyre and rim to go on the back here. It's a shame Tamiya aren't doing this as just an accessory, a wheel and tyre together. Maybe even a slightly cheaper variant just for show on the back there. But yeah, you've got to buy a lot of parts just to put that on there. So that's purely personal choice if you like the way it looks. I wanted to do that, something I wanted to do right from the beginning when I first saw the car. And then finally, the other changes that I've made, which is to change the spring stiffness. Made a huge difference in the way it handles. The car just turns in now, and it's really leaning in. If anything, it's made highlighted the fact that the rear springs are a little bit too soft, and when it's sort of coming into the corner you can see the way the chassis is really handling the corners. So you might have seen I've had to turn the lights off in the back because they started flashing. There's something gone wrong with the LEDs, but anyway, hopefully that won't distract from the video. So as it goes around the corner you can see it's sort of leaning into the corners, and changing those spring stiffnesses has really made a difference. If anything, it's highlighted the fact that the rears are probably need to go to the higher spring rate now, but it really is handling. So all in all, I think for now I've probably done all the upgrades I want to do on this. I may come back to it in the future and add some more bits on. Oh, and one other thing is I did put the skid plates underneath, so we've got a skid plate on the front and rear in stainless steel. They really do look the part. I guess they are, again, vanity, but I think they really set the back of the model off, especially this rear one. Looks really good. So they're probably worth the money, and I probably would recommend those as well, so you don't scratch your chassis. All in all, still really pleased with the buggy. Love the way it runs. I'm going to carry on running it and enjoying it. And I just wanted to share with you those upgrades. So in summary, slipper clutch yes, skid plates probably, everything else don't bother. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and as always, check out the channel. There's lots of RC stuff on there, as well as model railways and other model kits and things, and also theme parks and roller coasters and things that interest me. And if you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. I love to see new subscribers. It really does make my day, makes it all worthwhile. But anyway, I'm going to leave this one there. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Just getting the power down much faster.